Good morning from Tuska. Pia and I are here on the last day of Tuska Festival 2018. And thank you so much, Heta, for taking the time to talk to us. Please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm here at Tuska. I'm working as a triple agent, so-called triple agent. So I'm working as announcer on the main stage, also doing some interviews, not like, of course, with you guys as well, but also organizing interviews for the Tuska people, like the organization, B2B stuff. And then the third one is that I'm working as a manager. My Shiraz Lane band was performing here on Friday. We did like 8 interviews, EMP signing sessions, and so it was quite a busy day, to be honest, like running to 3 places, organizing Tuska interviews and Shiraz Lane interviews, and jumping on the stage. Then we had but hey, come on, this is fun. This is super fun, and this is practically what I do: PR management. Working as a host in different events and so on.
Very interesting. How long have you been doing this?
Oh dear, if I tell it correctly, you're going to think that I'm like 100 years old. But well, I started as a kid. To be honest, I was 9 when I started to host one TV show in Finland. But when it comes to the music business, it's been like since 1994, I think. More or less. I used to work as an editor-in-chief in the oldest music magazine in Finland, host a couple of TV music shows in Finland, and doing like different kind of things in media. And suddenly I realized that, well, I've seen this part of the business now, maybe it's time to do something new. So I hopped on the other side, and it feels pretty damn good to be here at the moment.
Cool.
When you've been in the music business for so long, how did it develop? How did it change during the years?
In general, I think everything is more professional nowadays. I'm not sure if it's about people getting older, but everything is cleaner. You know what I mean? Most of the people, we used to party a lot, but nowadays it's more like, okay, strictly to the business first, and then a couple of glasses of wine afterwards. But don't get me wrong, there are still some parties, no doubt about it. But in general, everything is more professional, and I do love it because it's so much easier. For example, organizing tours, doing the pre-production. When it comes to like making PR campaigns, whatever it is, it's so much easier when everybody knows the rules. You don't really need to have to go into the jungle out there.
And how do you think that platforms like Spotify affected the music or the value of the music?
Let's not get to the value, because it's quite impossible to describe what's the value for a fan. It can be enormous, but when it comes to like a single spin in Spotify, what it means to artists as an income, I think everybody knows it's pretty much nothing. And but in general, I feel that at the moment it's quite easy to become a new star that way. That there are so many ways you can express yourself, and you don't really need a label behind you if you necessarily don't want to have one, to be able to release your music, to organize all your fan base in social media and so on. But also at the same time, there's so much new stuff coming out all the time that this is where you need to, from my point of view, the PR people are more and more important, because they are kind of gatekeepers, who they're going to work with, and whose voice and whose songs are going to be noticed. And it's the same in Spotify as well. There's these playlists, and it's not really a certain thing that if you release a song, it's going to gain more than like a handful of listening spins, unless you get to a decent Spotify listening list, like playlist, I mean. And the competition in that area, it's quite hard. And it all comes down, again, to the amount of released songs every single week or every single day. Wow.
Yeah, because there's so much now. So yeah, so it's difficult, even if it's easier. But it's a complicated thing.
And I think that in a way we've come back to the 50s. You know, during that time, singles were the thing in the music business. You release single after single after single. You do your tours, performances, and maybe you like do a compilation about a collection of all those singles and call it as an album. So in a way we're back in the 50s again. Singles are getting more and more important. But when it comes to metal scene and rock scene, I'm so happy to see that still album matters. It's the whole package, the covers and like the lyrics, everything. It's the package.
Yes.
And also I've been very happy to see how vinyls are coming again. Not like a it's not like a huge thing, but there is some bubbling under at the moment, and that's because I just love vinyls as items.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful item.
And also, music videos are released more these days. There was a time when there were a lot of lyric videos, and now that's a kind of combination between live footage and the lyrics just written on it. So I think that's a very cool development that we go back to the music videos more again, thanks to YouTube.
And thanks to that, YouTube started to pay something to the artists, and it all goes to the deals with the labels had with Google. And so it's quite complicated in a way to know where your money comes from. And I was in this metal conference we have here during the Tuska modern heavy metal conference, I think it's the correct word or name for it. And there was very nice speech where this one dude, Mark, I cannot remember Mark's last name, but anyway, you can figure it. I'm just going to check it later. Anyway, Lady Gaga got like 100 million something views in YouTube, and she got like $43 or something out of it. It was a ridiculous sum anyway. So, and it's just, I'm not really sure how it is at the moment, because they negotiated again. And I'm not sure if you heard about, there's like a Finnish Teosto, which is like a GEMA in Germany, and like a music rights association. We had a problem, it was less than a year ago in Finland, that Teosto and Google, which means YouTube, they couldn't finish their negotiations, so plenty of videos couldn't be seen in YouTube. It was a huge thing here. And that is a good example how much power do these websites have, including YouTube, Spotify, Twitter, Instagram. At the same time, it's so easy to use those tools, and at the same time, it's super scary.
Yeah. That's true. One topic that we wanted to touch about with you was we as Metal and High Heel support women in metal. Most of them are exactly. We see them mostly though on stage, but we know women like you are very strongly present behind the scenes. Would you say it's still the metal scene? Is it still a male-dominated business behind the scenes?
I wouldn't call it domination, because there is more and more women as managers, running agencies, and doing whatever it is, like from being a stage manager to a stage hand. And for example, here in Tuska, there's been always like girl stage hands in every stage, which is quite fun, I think. Like it's like, hey, girly stuff. And but of course, the situation is that there is still more guys in this business. But luckily, times are changing, and I wouldn't say that there should be like 50% or whatever it is, but who's the most capable of doing the job, he or she should do that.
Yeah.
I read an interview with Caroline from The Charms of Fury, and in that one she said that very often people think that she's the merch girl. Does something like that happen to you too?
Not really, to be honest. But as my name is Heta, Heta, it's not very common outside Finland. So usually when I write to new people, they automatically think that I'm a guy. So it's been quite funny here and they're like, "Hi, dude," and of course I reply, "Hi, dude," and at some point they figure it out. Oh well, oops, hi. But I don't really mind. I think it's just fun. Yeah.
Okay. How is the work between women, when they work together with each other? Because there's still, I think, this stereotype that's very difficult, that women get, I don't know, catty and start fights. Exactly. So how's that in your experience?
My experience is that girls are supporting each other. And the history is that as we haven't been around in this business as long as the guys been running the whole scene, I think the common feeling is that we should support each other to survive in a way, And everybody knows that there is just like these brothers, and okay, we're going to sauna and drinking together. Like guys are doing that kind of stuff. So why shouldn't we skip it all? Why to skip all the fun? and for example, of course, I can speak the scene in Finland the most, and I would say that there is so many, like even huge companies run by women, that it's not even a matter anymore if it's a girl or a guy or something between that two, which is also possible. That nobody really minds.
Okay, cool. My last question: what advice would you give younger women who want to work in the metal business?
Be honest to yourself. Is it like if you're really if you really do want to work in this business, it's not about like being a fan. You need to be a fan of what you do, and you need to love the music, and you need to like the bands you're working with. But it's like especially younger women, it's I can understand it, that it may be quite hard for somebody still to understand that you are doing your job, so you just need to be like even more serious than usually, I think. But in general, I think my advice to any girl who would like to work in this business is that be honest always. There is, if you don't know something, ask. Don't try to be something else, or try to know, try to fake something that you don't know. Or it's just like baby steps forward. Honesty, that's the key word.